I really wish I could radio dispatch you. Like, just to let them know that we're coming, we've got our suspect, we're going to jail, everything's fine. Too early. Sorry, just spacing out a bit. Alright, this is great. I just need to turn left here and we're good. Done. Come on, out of the car. Whoa, tough guy. You screw up once, Piggly Wiggly, and I'll be all over you. I'm not that kind of guy, but thanks for the compliment. Shove it, ham hock. Okay, Hoffmeister, or whatever your name is today, stand over by the door and don't give me any trouble. Yes, sir. Pardon me, sir. Right away, sir. You ever hear the way a pig squeals when it's been stuck? It's like music. That's alright, you're going to be found in a river very shortly, I think. This guy's truly bad news. He'd cut your throat in a second, which is probably only twice as fast as he'd cut his own mother's. Alright, just for funsies, I'm going to enter the jail with my weapon. Let's see what happens. In the first game, Art Sebastian could blow us away with the gun, but I did put the gun in the locker when I booked William, so we didn't see it. You can't open it yourself. Okay, get inside. Stand against the wall and don't move. You're dead when I get out of this joint, cop. I'm quaking in my boots, sir. I'll be out of here in 15 minutes, and I'm coming after you. So kiss your ass goodbye. The only ass I'm kissing goodbye is you. After all, I won't be seeing you for a few years. Don't bet on a pig. Yeah, definitely don't bet on that, Sonny, because the first thing that's going to happen is his lawyer's going to rock up and get him out of jail unless we can get a no bail warrant. The second thing that's going to happen is he's going to escape prison immediately anyway. But we won't be finding you until you're floating in a river. You should have the prisoner moved to the middle of the room before attempting to remove the handcuffs. Comfortable? I'd be a lot more comfortable with a .22 slug buried in your... Temper. Alright. Paul, we've got another winner. Tell him what he's won. Ooh, this one's lucky, Sonny. He gets a copy of our home game to play and enjoy right in his very own home. Alright, I need to take a look at the felony codes. It's not resisting arrest because he complied. Definitely not murder, attempted murder, kidnapping, armed robbery. Can we say possession of cocaine? Suspected cocaine? We can definitely say stolen vehicle. The licenses were not suspended. We don't know who it is. I think we could say possession of a controlled substance and cocaine. Stolen vehicle for sure. Evading arrest? No, I don't think we pulled him over and we took control of the situation and we arrested him. Evading arrest, resisting arrest, I don't think those are appropriate. So I think I'll book him for three things here and hope for the best. I'll go possession of a controlled substance, possession of cocaine. Oh, we can also say possession of a concealed weapon. That was on his person, it was concealed. I'll book him for these three codes, and I'm also going to say that his vehicle was stolen. All right, let's give that a go. All right, possession of a controlled substance. We're at 97 points. Let me just see what happens here. 12876. Possession of a controlled substance, huh? Guess you just didn't know when to say no. Yeah, we're getting points for this, and I can't help but feel that this is a mistake. Can I save the game? I can. All right, I used resisting arrest, and the gate opened immediately. Oh, that's a scum VM bug, surely. What about murder? Please walk to the center of the room. We're holding our gun, so he's going to take the gun and kill us. You look good in matching bracelets. I got a match for you, pig man. Can it, punk? There we go. After all the care you took to effect a good bust out in the field, you get the guy to jail and let the dirtbag waste you. Sonny's talking to us. Wow. That seems like a bug. Yeah, let me just book him for murder and see what happens. Because if we get an immediate fail, then maybe I did make the correct choices earlier in the game where I was booking him for driving under the influence of intoxicants, reckless driving, stuff like that. All right, I'm going to save the game. Let me just try booking him for murder and see what happens. I'm curious to see how this works. All right, 377. Murder. One more time, please. Try that one again, Bonds. You gave me an invalid code for this case. All right, so how about I say hit and run? 16310. Did I make the correct choices earlier? The dude that we pulled over for DUI, William Barnum. Was that his name? Yeah, William Barnum. I used 4 codes to book him. And I didn't get these messages from Paul, so I genuinely wonder if I was supposed to book him under those 4 codes. Far out. Okay. Okay, you are driving a stolen vehicle? Stolen vehicle, eh? Some people will do anything to get out of car payments. Relevance. Possession of a controlled substance. Yep, we saw that. Possession of cocaine. One more time, please. Okay, it's not that. Possession of a concealed weapon. Okay, one for possession of a concealed weapon. What else we got? Failing to stop, driving too slow, following too close, maximum speed limits. I think that's it. I can't see anything else on the list that applies here. All right. Please walk to the center of the room. Yep, saw that. Move your can into the cell, Mr. Hoffman. I think you know the way. Who this? Jack? Hey, Sonny. I got the evidence booked on this guy. Oh, one more thing. Dooley wants you back at the station. Seems he's heavily perturbed about something and he wants to talk to you about it ASAP. See you back there. Jack seems to be quite amused. Perhaps he just enjoys his own company. That was weird. All right. So, I've got two concerns. The first is that I may have missed a domestic incident on First and Lily because either it didn't work or something just went wrong. But the other thing is that I could have used additional codes to book the DUI. So what I might do is I'll try going to First and Lily right now and see if I can trigger this event. And at this point, I'm confident enough that I can probably book the DUI guide for multiple codes. So what I might do is I might load the game, go back to the DUI offense, and bust him for multiple offenses. I'll then come back here, I'm at 100 points, and we'll just go with that because I'm pretty sure that if I use the wrong codes, we'll just fail the game. And if I do use the wrong codes and it has consequences later on, well, we'll find out. Alright, let me do some editing and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, I have not loaded the game yet, so I've just arrived on First Street. And I'm just going to drive all the way up and see what happens. Yeah, we're not pulling over anywhere, are we? I'm very confused. Let me load the game and I'll let you know the outcome. Alright, well I've charged him, in addition to everything else I charged him with, I've also said that he failed to stop at a stop sign and that he was exceeding the maximum speed limit. And it gave me points for that. So I really don't know what the game's doing here. I did try evading arrest though, and that gave me the no, you're doing it wrong response. So clearly there's a lot more that I can do here. I've charged him with 6 offenses here. His license is not suspended. Yeah, I think that'll do. So I've charged him with failure to stop for a stop sign, failure to stop for a red light, exceeding the maximum speed limit, reckless driving, driving under the influence of intoxicants, and not in full control of faculties. Honestly, it feels like I'm taking the piss, figuratively and literally. But the game seems to allow this. I really don't know if I'm making a mistake because, to me, it's insane that we can charge him with 6 crimes for pulling him over for DUI. But at this point, honestly, I'm expecting to hit post-game, and the post-game says, no, you're supposed to charge him with 7. Yeah, I was wondering if this would show up. You don't have any need for those patrol car keys, nor should you remove them from the premises when off duty, Bonds. I walked past the keyboard and the radio area. I did not replace them, so let me replace the keys. Also, I totally don't have the keys to my camera. Let me sort that out right now, once I've seen if we can carry the radio out. Same thing. You're off duty and shouldn't be leaving the station with departmental property. Return the radio extender, Bonds. This was a pixel hunt. There we go. Also, I'm not entirely sure why I'm carrying my gun. I thought the gun and the handcuffs were part of the police uniform. But evidently not. Okay, I've just returned from the party, about to attend a second briefing. One thing I want to check before I go in there is, can I go into Dooley's office? Yeah, I can, and he's in here. So I'm just going to walk out here, grab the key, go in there, teleporting dually. It's totally fine. Alright, I'm heading straight there. Lillian first. Making a save. It's right here. I've come here as quickly as I can from the police station, taking the optimal route. Although I had to stop at that stop sign because I didn't turn the siren on. You know what? This is an emergency. Let me turn the siren on. I ain't stopping for this stop sign. Semi-trailers be buggered. Yeah, look at this. We reach this intersection here directly below us, and then we get that report. I'm gonna look this up. I'm not convinced there is actually a domestic incident that we need to attend here. I think that's just cleverly designed as a trigger for finding the Mercedes. But honestly, what even is the point? Why not just give us a trigger for the Mercedes full stop? I'm looking it up. Okay, so the good news is just look at the points on this guide that I'm reading. I think I'm 6 points behind where I need to be. I did see that we could get 6 points for booking the DUI guide with 6 different codes, so that's good. But I'm missing 6 points on the playthrough already. Oh boy. Yeah, this guide that I'm reading, it says we get a notice about a domestic disturbance at the corner of First and Lily, but then it says, oh wait, you're going to get interrupted by this stolen car. There is no domestic disturbance by the looks of it. I can't tell if that's actually a bug or just the way the game is programmed to try and bring you here so that you can immediately intercept the car. But what's even more curious is that dispatcher's message talks about Oak Street, and Oak Street is the second from the top of the map, not here on the next map over. It's very strange, and honestly it makes me think that something is actually wrong with the game. There we go. Eastbound on Oak Street. Well, firstly, he's heading westbound. It's a silver Merc. That's definitely yes. But we're nowhere near the description of the place. There he is. Good work, Bonds. You managed to intercept the stolen car. Whatever. Alright, I'll meet you back at the jail. Okay, it's taking me a bit of time, but I'm back. Let's give this gentleman his codes. So we got stolen vehicle. We have controlled substance. We don't have cocaine because that is not confirmed. We have a concealed weapon. Can I book him for anything else? Not in full control of faculties, no. Evading arrest, perhaps? Booking for evading arrest? Gee, that's strange. Without deluxe accommodations, why would anyone want to get away? Interesting. It wasn't reckless driving. Driving under the influence, exceeding the maximum speed limit, following too close. Nothing about failing to stop for red lights or stop signs. He hasn't done a hit and run, unlike that other guy. Can I do resisting arrest as well? Does that work? That's weird. I type in 308 and that immediately opens. Interesting. Definitely got one more point though for saying evading arrest. Oh, that's new. Sonny, you gotta remove the guy's cuffs first. I'll take care of this. Don't you have some paperwork to do, Paul? He's just trying to help, dude. Alright, we put him in there. Jack is going to come in and have a chat to us. He seems heavily perturbed about something. Yeah, it's so weird. He just helped us with that bust, and he's very amused about something now. And yes, at the Blue Room, he was basically spilling his guts to us. Oops. Oh boy. The game has anti-troll protection built into it, but that's twice I've gotten that now, legitimately. Alright, let's head back to the police station and see what Dooley wants. But I imagine it's going to be a memo dripping in mace. And yeah, to do a check, we were previously at 100 points. I'm now at 106. I don't know where all of the additional points came from. Alright, it's actually been a few days since I last recorded this. I've had some problems with DaVinci Resolve and the zoom settings. Hopefully everything is good. We have arrived back at the station. And our next task is to have a chat to Dooley about our memo. He's not telling us to get out this time. Bonds, so good of you to take a little time out of your busy schedule to drop by. Hey, screw you, we've actually been busy. Well, it looks like you got what you wanted. A memo just came down from Morgan's office. It says here... Oh, crap. Somebody maced this memo. Who thinks this kind of crud is funny? When I find out, the gremlin will be singing soprano. Here, you take it. Read it yourself. I hope you choke on it. As soon as you're done, put on your plain clothes and get to Morgan's office. I don't want to look at you anymore. Oh man, my whole head is leaking. Damn, this guy's actually a little bit unhinged. I mean, the behavior in the office is not helping, but telling us, I hope you choke on it, I don't want to look at you anymore. Jesus. Is he going to leave the office? Yes. Damn. All right. He has left the office. We can now have a look around. Sergeant Dooley's office looks like a combat zone, where Dooley was the only survivor. Dooley's case records. Trying to organize them could make strong men cry. It says, "Kiss me, I'm Irish." Is he Irish? I don't know. Dooley's window is hidden by Venetian blinds. Apparently, he doesn't care for the stunning view of the intersection. Really? You can watch the cars go by and have accidents and quickly get out there when you see an accident? I don't know where I'm going with that. Coffee grounds, orange peels, and ancient fast food containers. Nothing useful. The papers all over the floor make the sergeant's office decor complete. They really tie the room together. It's a lovely rendition of dogs playing poker. Dooley's bulletin board has memos on it dating back to 1972. Alright, he's been here a while. Something green and fuzzy is growing on the donuts. Donuts again. Sergeant Dooley's coffee pot. It looks like it hasn't been cleaned for months. Dooley hasn't even bothered to scrape the burnt coffee out of the bottom of the pot. How can he drink this stuff? Very easily, I'm sure. Perhaps the sergeant was trying to protect the fine finish of the cabinet by covering it with departmental paperwork. You wonder if the sergeant has looked in his in-basket in the past several months. The stack of papers on Sergeant Dooley's desk is about 6 inches deep. It's Sergeant Dooley's desk lamp. Sergeant Dooley's telephone. It's Sergeant Dooley's chair. How exciting. Sergeant Dooley's desk looks like it was hit by a tornado. I think that's everything we're getting out of this room. There's nothing about the memos here, no. What was that? This cabinet has seen better days. Dooley's as rough on his furniture as he is on his men. I mean, based on what we just saw, yeah, that is true. Can I finger anything in here? It would certainly help to air out the room a bit, but a good strong breeze would throw Dooley's desk into further disarray. Let him air out his own room. Don't take that. It's the sergeant's only hope. Is that any way for an officer of the law to behave? Leave the sergeant's files alone. We could say the same of Dooley just now. There's trash all over the room, if that's what you want. You don't want to ruin the ambience of the room by making it a little cleaner, do you? You have nothing to give Sergeant Dooley. There's nothing you want to eliminate at the moment. You wonder if the papers are in an order that only Dooley can understand. You decide not to disturb the balance. The phone. You can imagine nothing more unsanitary than using Dooley's phone. You wisely decide against it. Don't take the sergeant's picture. You see the layer of dust on Dooley's bulletin board and decide you really don't want to touch it. What about the coffee? You reach for the pot, then decide that a stale cup of bad domestic coffee isn't worth risking electrocution for. Fair? Dooley subscribes to the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth concept. If he ever caught you with your hand in his cabinet, he'd simply take off your hand. Wow, he's that kind of guy. Did one of the eclairs just move? You wisely decide not to touch them. Eclairs? Donuts? Whatever. What are you going to do? Guess the paper's age by counting the coffee rings? That's actually a great sentence. All right, I don't think there's anything we can do in here, so let's just leave. Oh! I completely forgot to do that, and that sentence seems very, very wrong. It's like an internal debugging thing, I think. He didn't actually give us the memo. Or at least it doesn't appear to be in our inventory. We've got a ticket book, we've got a bunch of stuff, but we don't have a memo. Ah, there it is. It's this little section of, I'd say 14 pixels right above my finger there. I completely missed that. From Lieutenant Morgan to Sergeant Dooley, Officer Sonny Bonds. This is to confirm the temporary transfer, yeah, it's temporary but coming back, of Officer Sonny Bonds from the Traffic Division to the Narcotics Division. We feel that his assistance in the Death Angel case would be most invaluable. This transfer will remain in effect until further notice. I realise that this may inconvenience you, and I appreciate your cooperation. Thank you. You quickly put the memo back on the sergeant's desk. You grin inwardly. It's great to get some new responsibilities and, at the same time, get out from under Dooley's thumb. You can hardly wait to get started. Can we get that framed? The way the music kicked in there. Huge epic moments. Right, we need to get into our plainclothes. I don't know if we have to have a shower first, whether that is actually regulations or not. Let's just try it out. It's been a while, but that combination is burned into my brain. You grab your street clothes and slide them on. Ah, much better. Yeah, we saw that about the non-deductible uniform cleaning fees. Don't know if I can take the Camaro keys. I can. I really don't know if I need to take a shower or not. I'd feel much cleaner if I took a shower. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll take a shower. Once I've gone through this section, I'll cut back in. All right, let's report to Morgan. Hello, Lieutenant Morgan. We're shaking his hand. Hello, Sonny. Welcome to the department. Oh, it didn't actually shake his hand. Animation is hard. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to be here. Glad to hear it. Well, let's get you started. Your new partner, Detective Laura Watts, is waiting for you in the narcotics office. She'll get you settled in. I'll call you in later for further briefing. Yes, sir. All right, so let's have a look around this office and hopefully he won't kick us out after 5 seconds. Lieutenant Morgan's office is a dramatic contrast to Dooley's. Tidy, upscale, and expensively decorated. Sometimes it seems like half the department's budget goes to gussy up this guy's office. It's a big, happy houseplant. Tasteful postmodern knickknacks. It's an expensive hardwood hat rack. Lieutenant Morgan's door. You notice small ring marks on the glass and cleverly deduce that they must have come from a rubber dart gun. Interesting. You decide you like Lieutenant Morgan a lot. Chairs for Lieutenant Morgan's guests. Very stylish, you think, remembering your patched and faded 1960s Barker lounger. I'm not familiar with that word, but I assume it's like a couch. Detective Watts is waiting, Bonds. My audience is waiting to see what's in this room. What an attractive urn. You wonder how much the department paid for this. Fair questions. A Bachelor of Science in Psychology from Clune College in Baraboo, Wisconsin. I apologize if I pronounced any of those words incorrectly. It's a PhD in Criminal Psychology from the University of California, Stilson. More Venetian blinds. When you think of how much these wooden blinds must have cost the department, it makes you shudder. Oh, that pun. No, I don't approve of that. A testimonial in consideration of Lieutenant Morgan's kindness. An honorary Doctor of Thinkology degree. Thinkology, is that a word? From the University... I'm not reading that. You can read that yourself. I got that far in the sentence, so I'm like, oh, that's a bit weird, and then got down here, it's like, nah, I'm not reading that. A triple cross for meritorious conduct, extraordinary valor, and conspicuous bravery. It's a congratulatory letter from the local Kisatari chapter. So I know what that word is. It's Lieutenant Morgan's diploma from the academy. See, that one's much easier to read. Yes, I know she's waiting. It's a diploma. You never realized Lieutenant Morgan was valedictorian of his high school graduating class. Apologies if I pronounced that word wrong as well. I'm not terribly familiar with that word as an Aussie. That is one seriously big plant. Lieutenant Morgan's large, expensive mahogany desk. The lieutenant has one of those nice, old-fashioned green desk blosses. You've never seen one in your real life, chap, ever. Lieutenant Morgan's desk lamp. I'm trying to look at this little, stain on the side here. You wonder what Lieutenant Morgan keeps in this cabinet. You've heard rumors about Morgan's liquor cabinet, but you try to ignore the department grapevine. It's usually bull. Yep, I know. There are computer manuals and many interesting books on police work. Hey, what's that copy of Mad magazine doing there? I saw one of those the other day, for reals, at the local library. It's Lieutenant Morgan's computer. He even has a CD-ROM drive. I mean, if you've built a computer in the last 2 or 3 years, it probably doesn't have a CD-ROM drive. Hell, it might not even have a DVD drive. Lieutenant Morgan has pretty nice furniture, though up close, you can see it's nearly as chintzy as most of the other furniture in the building. All right, the phone. It's Lieutenant Morgan's phone. Apparently, it's also a fax machine and an answering machine. Pretty fancy stuff. What is a fax machine? There's nothing under the blotter but a few business cards. Don't fiddle with the lieutenant's stuff. He'll think you're nervous. You are, of course, but you don't want him to know that. Can I sit down? No. Nice upholstery. Not like the vinyl guest chairs you've got at home. You don't have a hat, Bonds. All right, our goal in life is to get a hat. You love the feel of fine wood. Please don't tell me that's a euphemism. I don't think Lieutenant Morgan would appreciate your poking around in his things. Can I use the computer? You're a policeman. You don't have time to play computer games. The vase is cool and smooth. You are slightly disappointed to discover that it's empty. Don't touch the plant. It's temperamental. What about the knickknacks? Lieutenant Morgan probably wouldn't appreciate your fingering his knickknacks. Some of the books on criminology actually look pretty interesting, but you've got business to attend to. We do. We need to get out of this room and I need to stop looking at absolutely everything and reading everything else. It's perfectly groomed, over-cologned Lieutenant Joseph Morgan. Despite the fact that he seems to spend a lot of time goofing off, you'd never want his job. Too much political wrangling and brown-nosing the commissioner. Pardon me, Sonny. That's hanging just where I want it. Okay? Thanks. Now then, I've got a pile of work here to do, so if you'll excuse me. Bonds, leave that alone. If there's nothing else you wanted, I really should get back to work. Bonds, just leave that where it is. I don't want the glass smudged. I'd like to get back to work here if there's nothing else I can do for you. Yes, Bonds, read what that medal says. Courage. Ain't it the truth? Now, if it's all the same to you, I've got some work to do, so... Yeah, we get different things here. Where was this weird one? Yeah, this one. I was hoping you'd say something really weird about that one, but no. I've got a very busy schedule to get to, so I'll have to ask you to skedaddle. All right, fine. I think that's all this episode's going to be, just exploring these three officers. Dooley, Morgan, and narcotics. Oh, hi, Sonny. Or should I say, Detective Bonds. Congratulations on the transfer. I know it's only temporary, but if you do good work, we'll probably ask to keep you. Come on, I'll give you a tour of the office. That was a very loud sound effect. Thanks, Detective Watts. Call me Laura. This is the keyboard. Or in a room full of computers, I guess I should just call it the key holder to avoid confusion. Anyway, we hang our vehicle keys here. I need to return the one downstairs. This is our laser printer. It's hooked up to both the department computers. Not the fastest machine in the world, but it beats writing everything out longhand. This is my computer terminal. It's kind of a mess right now. And that's us, I guess. This cabinet holds our files on all cases currently being investigated, as well as ones that were only recently closed, and dormant cases. So in other words, all your cases where we don't have enough evidence to act, but we refuse to close the case in the event we should manage to obtain more evidence. Okay, maybe not all your cases. Like I'm guessing cases that have been closed and have been closed for a very long time, they're not stored there, they're in the archive or something. This is your workstation, Sonny. You can access firearm registrations, license numbers, vehicle identification numbers, and other evidence codes here. I had to do it. I had to do it. Since you have a desk now, your pigeonhole downstairs will be assigned to someone else. VIN numbers. I'm pretty sure that is vehicle identification number numbers. I think that's right. Let me know in the comments if that is not correct. Our call number here is 83 Nora 10, same as the old game. That's about it for the grand tour of the narcotics office. Okay, let's get down to business. This creep Hoffman is on the verge of being released on bail. We suspect he's tied in with much bigger things than just the narcotics found in the trunk of the stolen car. He claims they were there when he borrowed it, of course. We know damn well if he's released, he'll bolt like a rabbit. We need some hard evidence to keep him in. See if you can dig anything up that might convince Judge Palmer to keep the jerk locked up, okay? I've got to go. Do your best, Sonny. Bye. And she's straight out of there. Wow. Your first narcotics investigation. You wonder where you should start. Probably either on the computer or the filing cabinets. There's a couple of cuts in the video there because I screwed up the recording and I thought I missed a dialogue box. So what's happened in between is I've taken a shower and I've come back up here. I've still got the Camaro keys. I need to drop that off downstairs. Pick up a new one there, and I thought about dropping the radio extender, but no, we're not going to drop that. We definitely need to hang on to that. All right, what do we do first? We look around. This board holds keys to unmarked cars for undercover operations. The narcotics office is well equipped. I don't approve of that stripe. These windows afford an excellent view of the high tension power lines and transformers across the street. Pretty impressive. So we get to look at the power plants and the high tension power lines or an intersection. Lovely place. A handsome fern sits on the filing cabinet. You wonder how the plants grew to be so big under these wimpy fluorescent lights. Life finds a way. What a big, healthy... I'm not going to try pronouncing that word. You don't want to hear that. This is a computer keypad for your terminal. It's your desk, Sonny. Sure beats that low-status pigeonhole. Is that something... Yeah, I thought that was something on the desk, but that is an undefined object. No, never mind. It's just a pencil, Bonds. Can I take the pencil? The pencil is long and yellow. So dramatic. It's your phone. All right, we could potentially make a phone call if we wanted to. Very fancy. Establishing FBI links. So if we have a case number, we can put it in there. All right, what are the other options here? Weapons. 5-digit serial number of your weapon. Because God forbid someone will make a weapon with a 6 serial number. Are these all the employees here? Evidence dude, Jack Cobb. That's us. Laura Watts is there. Huh. Oh, okay, so we can grab the telephone numbers from here. All right, so this is, I think it was 87 from memory, so... No, that can't be right. Sonny would only be 21 if that's the case, and he's been on the beat for many years. Date of hire, 91. What? That makes no sense whatsoever. If that's correct, then he's only just started here. But I thought he'd been a traffic cop or working a beat cop for about a decade. There's some inconsistency there. Let's not look at it too closely. All right, so we can grab phone numbers from here very clearly. All right, not sure what we need that for yet. We might need to get Morgan's number at some point. Let's continue looking around. Handsome phone. The drawer is labelled N through Z. F through L. A to E. These are the drawers of Detective Laura Watts' desk. It's one of the narcotics office computers. This is Laura's desk. It can't be. But it is. It's the one, the only, the original LaserDOS 1. With its tremendous 2 ppm and 60 dpi graphics, this workhorse of a printer must keep this office ever supplied with quickly printed, high-quality material. Struggling to think what ppm means. It's a trash basket. What is in the trash basket? We need to check that immediately. Can I snoop around? As a member of the law enforcement community, you should have respect for the possessions and privacy of others. Keep your hands out of Detective Watts' drawers. Fair. This is Laura's computer terminal, Bonds. She wouldn't appreciate you mucking about with it. It's the companies, but whatever. You're not going to find anything good in the narcotics wastebasket bonds. They shred all of their sensitive documents. You do, however, find half an ossified donut. You wisely leave it where it is. How many times have donuts been mentioned so far? I am uncomfortable. Let's take a key. It's the key to your unmarked unit. Dusty. Someone's not doing their job. At least it appears to be well watered. You adjust the potted plant to a pleasing angle. Detective Watts spent a long time battling with these shades since the springs are worn out. Don't bother trying to muck with them. I can't even see anything there. It just looks like that's a flat window. Please afford Detective Watts the same respect you'd hope she would afford you. Don't mess around with the things on her desk. Oh, there was something about the plants. Don't want to look in there just yet. Did you just kick that closed? You touch the plant, and it sways gently back and forth, as if touched by a tropical wind. Alright, is there anything about Hoffman here? F through to L. You look through the files until you find Hoffman Marvin. You carefully take the file out and read it. Sex male, 6 foot, black, blue, 93. Date of birth 61. Distinguishing marks: rose tattoo over left nipple. Outstanding warrants: armed robbery, grand theft auto, suspected murder 1. I mean, outstanding warrants, surely the judge can hold him on that. Prior convictions: grand theft auto, aggravated assault, possession of cocaine, incarceration 5 years plus 5 years parole. The file continues, but you've seen enough. You take Hoffman's file with you. Can we look at anything else here? You don't need any of the other files. Oof, okay. What about the other drawers? We don't need anything from that particular drawer or that one. Okay. I do wonder if we have to find the most wanted list. We don't have a separate we don't have a separate board on the wall to look through. Can I go right? I don't think so. Alright, so we've got the file. This is a Hoffman arrest report. Inside are 2 licenses, one Hoffman's, the other one belonging Leroy Pearson. No, I did not flub that line. He looks remarkably like Hoffman. Morgan said he would brief us later, but I might just have a chat to him very quickly if I can. And the other thing I want to do is go down and have a look at the evidence. Hello, Bonds. Excuse me, I'm quite busy right now. Can I show you the file? That will not further our cause. All right. Those lights on the elevator. Very neat effect. I assume I'm going to the courthouse in the unmarked unit. Let's drop that key. Definitely hang on to the radio. Mr. Dinkle. I could totally find out your phone number if I wanted to. Again with the donuts. Jesus Christ. Go bother someone else, Sonny. I'm on a donut break. Jesus. I got 2 items from that case, Sonny. Do you want the revolver or the black book? How about both? Here you go, guy. It's the black appointment book you and Jack took as evidence in the Hoffman bust. Hey, Ross, I need to see the black book we took as evidence in the Hoffman bust. Sure, guy. This guy's so weird. Just like always, you can't take it anywhere. You've got to look at it here. That seems kind of harsh. All right, so let me just grab my pen and paper just in case there's something I need here. I don't think there will be, but let's take a look. You begin flipping through the pages, reading Hoffman's notes to himself. His handwriting is scratchy and hard to read, but you decipher it. You're used to reading memos from Sergeant Dooley, after all. This is some pretty interesting stuff. Dramatic ellipsis. 2000 Cole RG Monday. Set up HD gambling. Hotel Delphoria. Blackjack, 4 o'clock. Bring chips. Initiate plan for dealer RO. Meets JM and LW Wednesday 7. Yeah, again, same initials. Cindy, $100. Pick up ammo, eggs, milk, coffee. One of those is not like the others. Meet N/W boss, 8:30. 3 o'clock, lunch, Roberts G. Shake up Ratty Bob and Big Jim. Terminate LW and JM. Again, that's got to be Laura and Joseph, surely. Sunday poker with JB. Evaluate East Coast profit margin. Call East Coast. Meet Gutless Wonder. Initiate Plan 3 immediately. Stop writing notes and just initiate the plan. Yeah, I still reckon that's... I don't think they're dirty, but I reckon that's them. Who else would it be, really? I mean, sorry, I tried to right-click there. That could be Lonnie West. JM, though. Don't know who JM is. But that's a hell of a coincidence that it actually matches the initials of our narcotics detectives. Alright. That was all very fascinating. But I don't think there's anything we can do with it. I've not written anything down. The gun, please. Russ, I need to take a look at the piece we confiscated from Hoffman. The piece. Sure, Guy. Just like always. Yep, we're seeing that. Oddly enough, I don't think that looks as good as the close-up in the EGA version. That's very strange. You check the serial number on Hoffman's Smith & Wesson .45 automatic. The number is 97649. Writing that down. 97649. We'll go upstairs and check that out immediately. Anything else on here? No. All right. Thank you, sir. I just want to say thank you so that you can go back to your donuts, but damn. This game seems to have an unhealthy obsession with donuts, and I don't know if it's just trying to be humorous or what, but it's not really working for me. I say that as I'm laughing. I just find it very funny that it's trying. It's going down that path, and it's just... It just seems so stereotypical. Like if donuts hadn't been mentioned until now, and then we get to the courthouse, and then we try to get the warrants, and the judge says, no, I'm on my donut break, go away, that will be funny. But it's just being mentioned everywhere, and it's losing its impact. Alright, let's look up this weapon. This piece. Alright, what we got? My pen is ready. Registered to Jason Tasselli. Just rapidly writing that down. 60321, and that disappeared by itself. I got it down in time though. Alright, we are establishing a link to the FBI. Surely we need this information for the warrants. Surely. File found. Taselli, Jason, currently on most wanted list. Height 6 feet, eyes blue, weight 190, distinguishing marks, rose tattoo over left nipple. I think we need to print that. Sending file to local printer. God, that's triggering me. You pick up the freshly printed wanted poster of Jason Taselli and take it with you. It's an FBI Top 10 Most Wanted Fugitives poster for Jason Taselli. It contains a complete description. Alright, so that's a very different way of getting it. Instead of grabbing it off the wall and figuring out the awkward command to actually take the list with you, you can look it up on a computer and grab it. And I've got to say, I think that's a much more intuitive way of figuring it out. That is, in my opinion, a pretty decent change. Are we good to go to the courthouse? I think so. We're turning up in plain clothes. I assume that's... I'm trying to do a walk around here and I know I can't. I'm just trying to do it anyway. I'm in my plain clothes, so I'm assuming that driving one of these vehicles is inappropriate.